Welcome back to another episode of Collaboration Station. And it's going to be a little different today because I have three newbies on with me. And while we're already experiencing technical difficulties, and my co host didn't show, she's out of town. So we're going to move ahead with this anyway because, well, I got these three lovelies with me. Aaron. Hi, Aaron. Little Zoe.
Hi.
Hi, little Zoe. And then
Hi.
Casey. Hi,
Hello.
Casey.
Hi.
Okay, Casey's going to co-host with me today, in absence of Laura, and she's my sidekick anyway. Really, Casey's also the pro advisor for new nail techs and nail tech students for the Healthy Nails Collaborative. So you basically fall right into place, co-hosting for me.
Yeah.
So putting you on the spot, Casey, you're okay with that, right?
Yep.
Okay. We're going to get to Aaron and we're going to get to Zoe in a minute. I just want to familiarize everybody with Casey. Casey, do you want to tell us a little bit about your background and how you became involved with the Healthy Nails Collaborative?
Yeah. So a little bit about my background. I started falling in love with nails in like 2009 when I started beauty school. And when I went to cosmetology school, there was no like nail courses. So that was great. And nails I wanted to do the most. So I had to do hair first. But in the state that I live in, I can do both licensure wise. So,
Oh,
fast forward like 14 years, I decided to actually do nails. And I just like fell in love with it. But I didn't start doing that until I came across TikTok and gained a little bit more confidence in my ability. And then I learned like, oh, I should be doing things a little bit more safer. And there's a whole safety aspect I didn't even know about. So then I just kind of like started watching you for like a year. And then I was like, I want to be a part of that. It's a bigger call to action. And that's what I want to do with like my career, my life, and my time. I have the time. I have 4 kids and I run a business and my husband's business, but I'm like, I don't feel fulfilled with what I'm doing, just doing this every day. So when I'm involved with Healthy Nails Collaborative, I can channel more of my energy into something else that's creative and that I enjoy.
wow. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Bet you didn't know that.
I didn't know that. What's the one piece of advice you would give everybody out there as a new nail tech or a nail tech student as the pro advisor for the Healthy Nails Collaborative?
My biggest piece of advice is to not stop like learning and find different avenues to get information. Don't just be like, well, I got licensed. I'm fine. I don't need anything else. Like, there's a whole world of nails and techniques and this and that you're missing out on. Your learning does not stop at school. I think people need to understand that. It's a constant learning journey. It's not just cut and dry. I'm licensed. Let's rock and roll.
Yeah, because I'm still learning. 15,
Yeah.
16 years later. Now, do you find the knowledge pathways on the Healthy Nails Collaborative helpful?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, it's definitely great that that knowledge is out there. And I wish that like everybody that is trying to become a nail tech, thinking about becoming a nail tech, just got licensed, that type of stuff should just be reading through those just for basic knowledge. I mean, it's a great way to expand what you already know and then plug in little pieces of things that you don't know.
That's a great way to put it, is plug in the pieces that you don't know that you weren't given in school. It took me years to learn a lot of that.
Yeah.
Erin. Erin actually has something to do with the Healthy Nails Collaborative as well. And she has an incredibly interesting story about becoming a nail tech.
I think it's a lot like Casey's. I've been within the industry in some form or another for close to 25 years as a client, and then as a strict do-it-yourselfer, and then someone who was a tech, kind of teaching me better and safer ways to do my nails when she couldn't accommodate appointments with me. And then we moved and I finally had a space in our new house that I could make just mine and turn it into kind of what I've always wanted to, which was a nail studio. So my husband fed that dream and let me design it and everything. And once that was done, I was like, okay, this is what I want to do with this space. I want to turn it into a studio. I want to have clients. I want to offer this stuff. And he's like, go for it. So I opened up shop. I have mobile options. Here in Saskatchewan, Canada, it is a completely unregulated
Mm.
industry. Completely. So anybody and their dog
Yeah.
can open up shop and claim they're a nail tech. And unfortunately, after the pandemic and everybody being shut in, the amount of nail techs that popped up and were servicing people was terrifying. And I wanted to be able to give people a safer place to come and get their nails done. So I started taking courses here. I couldn't do in-person school. I've got two small kids. We run a farm. I'm the office manager. I'm mom, so I'm a doctor,
Yeah.
nurse, taxi cab driver. Like, so leaving for, the 17 weeks to go an hour or 2 hours away to take school was not an option. So I managed to find a Canadian accredited online course, which fits within my life. And I am just about done it. So I probably in the next 2 months, I will be fully accredited and certified to do nails here in
But
Canada.
isn't that
Well,
just a
Canada.
isn't that just a small bit of what you do because you're doing a piece of work for the Healthy Nails Collaborative?
I feel like you may have me confused with a different Erin. I was kind of thinking about some of the comments
That's why I keep
on
saying to you, "Are you my
organic
Aaron?"
chemistry, and I'm like, well, I thought I was your Erin because I've been around for a while.
Okay, you're not that Aaron who's doing the work on sustainability, who's also a
Excuse me.
chemist.
No,
Oh,
no,
a chemist.
Yeah, we had another Aaron,
no.
Nice.
and we only talked that once online, right, Casey? And I can't remember what the hell she looks like.
Oh yeah.
Uh, we did have a conversation through messages once about nail product safety. That was
I
that
think
was
that's
kind of the
what
only
led me
time,
to
and I
believe
thought,
it was you because it was so in depth.
oh no, I do my research.
Okay,
And like
I'll edit
Casey
around
said,
that.
this is an industry. This is an industry where you never stop learning. You should never stop learning, and this is the reason. Um,
Okay,
so I'm not a chemist, but I have done a lot of research into nail products and healthy versus not so healthy, and um, why we're seeing some of the issues that we're seeing in this
we
industry.
have a chemist with the Healthy Nails Collaborative too, and one his name is Aaron, who has just finished nail tech school. You can see why that was confused.
What are the odds?
That's why I kept going, "Are you my Aaron? Are you my Aaron?"
I
And
know.
like she's like, "Yes," and I'm like,
I could be your
"Oh,
Aaron
okay," but I
too.
didn't think she looked like you or sounded like you, but that's okay. Uh, you're still wonderful, Aaron. Don't even worry about it. All right, little Zoe, what's your story, darling? Little Zoe has been with me from almost the beginning, haven't you, honey?
Yes, ma'am.
And I feel very, very close to Zoe. Tell us how you got into the business
I'm
and
I'm
why.
your I'm your biggest fan. So there we go. Oh,
Casey
wow.
might argue
Let me
with
just
that.
drop you with that. Um, like I don't know. I think it all started like a cold, bleak COVID night when my nail enhancements were falling off and everything was closed down and I didn't know what to do. And so I was really new to TikTok. I didn't know a lot about TikTok yet. And so Facebook had all these ads of the DIY kits all over. With the little lamps that I know now are excuse my French, shit.
Right.
And so I bought up all of that thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to do my nails at home because my nails are really thin and they're bendy, and I really like the strength and the durability. So that's what I was looking for. Um, I also found that it was fun. I always enjoyed painting my toes and putting the stickers on. Me and my sister would do that. And then as we grew up, we would it was like the game of who could find the best salon with the best nail tech who did the best art. And we always, whether we had to work overtime or whatever, but we always made sure we had money for it to get our nails done. And no matter what holiday it was, every nail would be different and elaborately painted. And so there I was at COVID, they're falling off. I have no strength. I didn't know what to do. I'm ordering all of this stuff from Facebook. I think the first kit I bought was the dip well dipping system.
Oh,
And
right.
there I am at home
Oops.
getting this all over the place, curing, gel. And so me being the nerd that I am, I started YouTubing videos. I was going on TikTok and I was looking at how to do it, how to be better. I had no idea about the safety, that it could hurt me, I had no idea. I just was looking to get my nails done. And that's when I found you. And I think I binge watched all of anything that you had. Then I started seeing that you were going live, and you were my very first, like, I subscribed to you like that. I couldn't get enough of what you were teaching. I didn't know. I had no idea what I was doing. I threw everything, and I'd already spent hundreds. I threw everything in the trash, and I clicked your
Wow.
Amazon link, and I started over, and I started over right. But then I started getting pretty good, like, negative comments. You're not licensed, you're not a professional. You don't know what you're doing. I'm so sick and tired now that everything's open, having to reteach my clients, how to do things properly. And that was it. My husband, for my birthday, bought me the entire school, and I started and I finished. I
Wow.
mean, because of you and everything that you had taught me, I graduated almost 3 weeks early. I got a 98% on my final. I missed two.
Well, that's
And
down to you, honey, not me.
I lost,
That's
I
you.
think, and I had less than 24 hours to cram for it. So, I just, I took everything, I soaked it up, and, and I found a love for it. Now it's like my playtime.
And
I'm,
now you're going even bigger. She's going to take that podiatrist course
mhm.
so you can work in a podiatrist office. Is that correct?
My heart is for the people who cannot get to a salon. I mean, I'm not good at acrylics yet because, like I said, I only learned a little bit in school. I'm not good
Hmm.
at any of that. I'm good at dip because you taught me how to do it right. I'm good at dip because, and gels and stuff because I know how to do it and I got to practice it. But no, my heart is for the people who cannot get to a salon. And so I go to them. A lot of care homes, a lot of elder homes. I didn't know that nurses and in-home healthcare nurses, they're not allowed to clip their nails, at least here in California.
Not here in Florida either.
I didn't know that. They're not allowed to touch their fingers or their toes. To me,
And
there's an
podiatrists
injury.
don't want to do it either, oftentimes.
I mean, I think I've spent since the moment I knew that that's what I wanted to do, to this day, I have yet to talk to one. That's apparently people cannot get to one. They're waiting. I mean, I think I have a 90-year-old gentleman who's been waiting 5.5 months. He still doesn't have an appointment for a podiatrist. They're so booked out here.
Well, they're going to really value this course that you're taking and the people you can reach. And we'll talk more about that. I might even just do a separate podcast on that. And maybe even have you back, Erin, because I think mobile business is a huge way people should be going. People are moving away from salons, as far as I'm concerned. And there's a whole demographic out there of people who need in home care. Erin, what was the biggest challenge that you faced in nail school? And I want you to look at it from having done your own nails before and everybody learns some stuff off social media and stuff. When you get into school, it's very different, right?
It is. I'm assuming Zoe and Casey, you guys did in person. Yeah. So here in Saskatchewan, like I said, if I wasn't willing to literally move away for 17 weeks, online was my only thing. Like, so watching somebody do it on a video screen, and I mean, this for me personally, this goes for like acrylic and dip. They're not my wheelhouse. They're not my favorite things to do. I have zero, what's the word I'm looking for? Experience with it. So trying to watch somebody on a computer screen teach me acrylic or teach me dip was hard.
Mm-hmm.
My gel, like my knowledge of gel is this. My knowledge of acrylic and dip is like this. So trying to learn how to do that properly with the minimal instructional videos that they gave me actually forced me to go and find other sources of education. So, like, I hear a lot, YouTube taught. I mean, in this instant, I learned more for those practices on YouTube than I did in my
That hurts my
courses
ears.
because it was just such a blip on the
Jesus
radar
Christ.
for it.
I don't like that. That just really bothers me.
I agree.
But in my case, I do have all of that safety knowledge, and I know I'm not supposed to be getting it on the skin and stuff, but trying to watch somebody pick up a bead on a video and lay it and and they pat it so nicely, and and then you go, okay, go do these sets.
Well, I think the problem is, though,
Well, mine look nothing like this. And there's nobody there isn't that in-person correction and hands-on
I think
help.
that you've actually touched on something really important, really key here. And because you think, or I know when I was a nail tech, and many new nail techs out there and nail tech students think, watching somebody who's experienced doing it, that yours should look like that really quickly. And it takes a lot of time to get there and to understand the feel,
Oh my
the
God.
flow of acrylic or gel or whatever bead you're doing, or
Yeah.
even dip powder. All of this stuff takes time. And I feel like new nail techs and nail tech students come out thinking, well, I should be good already. I don't have to practice. It took me 4 years, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
4 years to be worth anything. Zoe, how do you feel that school prepared you for the nail industry as a nail tech?
I'm going to have to say that I agree with Casey 100%. And her first comment is just because you went to school doesn't mean that you know it and that you're ready to go. Let's just say for acrylic example, just like Erin had said, in a way, I agree with what Erin said, but I learned more from you going live, Amber, than I did in school. It also didn't help that my teacher was introverted. So you immediately got the vibe of like, don't approach me, don't ask me questions. But, and that doesn't make her a bad person because she was cool enough. And she would say, come ask me, come ask me. But I felt like it was forced. Like I had to like be overly direct, almost like outspoken to get her to sit down, show me, teach me. I'm here to learn. I'm not just here for my license. Like I actually give a crap. I need to know, and so I left the school knowing that if I wanted to do acrylic, that I was going to go to LA, which would be the nearest for me, and take a week-long course. And if I
Mhm.
was going to do something like that, I was going to do it right. I was only confident in what I had been practicing, just like Erin or anybody, and like right now, I'm confident in the dip. I'm confident in the gel and the builder gels. Things like that. I can only do what I know isn't going to hurt my client, what I know is going to keep them safe.
See,
Um,
the stuff that you're saying is really, really important, Zoe, is you're mentioning the safety of your client. You care
mhm.
about the product and the quality that you're putting out. Those are the words of a good nail tech. You're going to make a great nail tech, Zoe. A great
Thank
nail
you.
tech.
I just
Um,
I, I remember one of the girls, in school doing acrylics, and the next day she had rashes all over her hands, and nobody was wearing gloves. It just wasn't a thing. And I always brought the gloves, that I bought from your website, because they were and so I always left a box, and I was like, girls, you can grab them. But I just remember looking at her, and I remember it, like, that was when everything that you had said went off like a light bulb. And I just looked at her and I was like, nobody's going to protect you except for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at Aaron. Aaron's like, yep. I'm really surprised that you can take nail tech courses online, but you're not the only person, Aaron, I've heard take that.
Um, it's not. I know it's absolutely not a thing in the
Mm-mm.
U.S. except for, I think it's just Texas is the only state that offers accredited online, and it's like one specific online course
Okay.
that that their state board will allow and will license you through. But the practical exam and everything else, and the written exam is still in.
Okay. Casey. So, you're a cosmetologist, you do hair, and you got a beautiful salon.
Thanks.
And you decided to pick nails up and get serious about nails. What are some unexpected obstacles you came across as a seasoned cosmetologist when you started doing nails that you weren't expecting?
Oh, well, where do I get started? Because there's a
Oh,
bunch. Um, the troubleshooting of issues with clients, no idea. I had no idea about that. I only ever did, when I first started, it was only acrylic. And I sucked at it. I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. So then I started messing around with like gels, and I like the consistency of a gel better. So I think I just tried to take what I knew from my acrylic knowledge of putting a tip on and putting acrylic over it, and tried to apply that to gel, and quickly learned that that is clearly not going to be the way.
okay, Zoe. So you say you've learned a lot from me about safety and stuff.
Yes.
What would be, if safety is the most important? What would be the most important thing you learned in tech school then?
The chemical compounds, and the actual, like from you, I learned, like, before, because like I said, I was with you from the beginning, before the Healthy Nails Collaborative, and the now and the knowledge pathways, which I love. But before that, I knew a full cure lamp, don't get it on your skin, certain things like that. And the importance of that in school, it actually goes into more of the chemicals, the monomers, the polymers, the oligomers, so I actually got a more, and this was all from textbooks, but the more broader scientific terms of the chemicals, what they do, how they do it, and how they could hurt you. So then when you kept saying things like overexposure, contact dermatitis, that was all clicking more.
So
So
what state are you in, Zoe?
California.
Because I didn't get any of that schooling. Did you, Casey? Did you get any chemical knowledge in school? Did you, Aaron?
We did it. There was an actual module on it. It was
Very
very
brief.
brief,
That's
but not the in depth that it definitely
well,
It
needs to
is. It's
be.
brief.
California girl Zoe. That's really encouraging for me to know that they
Mhm.
had the stuff on the chemicals.
Well, I mean, it was just part of, like, we're going to talk about gel. This is what gel is. We're going to talk about acrylic. This is what acrylic is. And so it was just part of the homework.
Uh-huh.
And so I just paid more attention to it, because to me, I was like, oh, so that's what that is. That's what she means.
I
Mhm.
don't want to hear any new nail techs or nail tech students, going, you know, uh, saying that making it sound like getting him better is a shortcoming. It isn't. It's just what you have to do. Yeah. They can be made to feel really bad because they're not as good as somebody who has been doing it for a long time. That's just bullshit. We got to cut that out and support our fellow nail
Yeah.
techs better. What are the qualities you think it takes to be a good nail tech?
Qualities to be a good nail tech, I think you need to be personable with your people, and you need to like keep it real 100%, and don't act like you're somebody that you're not. and you need to have some basic knowledge about good products to use so you don't have service breakdown.
Okay, Zoe, what are the characteristics you think it takes to make a good nail tech?
First of all, I'm so new. So, I feel like school was just a stepping stone. I have so much more to learn, and I have so many more classes to take. Like the CMP course is just the next step. So, I want to say to just realize that your education is going to continue, and be open to it and be forgiving to yourself because it's not going to be perfect right at the beginning. And excel in what you're good at and sell that to kind of help the recoup the cost for the more education that you need so that you can broaden your horizon. But I just need to be forgiving to myself that I'm not good at acrylic yet, that I'm not great at hard gel yet, and that's okay. I'm going to take those courses in due time, but I can be good at what I am good at now.
What I would actually say to that, Zoe, is, and Aaron, if you guys never do acrylic or you never do dip or you decide not to, you can specialize in natural nails. You can specialize in your gel, Aaron. You can specialize in your feet or mobile services, Zoe. You don't have to be everything.
I
And
haven't
I
put polish on an elder person yet. It's more of deeper medical cleaning and thinning, and yeah,
Right. Yeah.
yeah,
I understand where you're coming from.
yeah, yeah.
So you don't have to be everything.
No,
And I think that's
no,
part of the industry's problem is everybody we are pressured. I would say we are pressured to do it all. And you don't have
yeah.
to because it's artistry as well, isn't it? It's how creative you are, and I can't do it all. I hate acrylic for the smell. I'm not even gonna work with that. I'm not gonna touch it.
Mm-mm.
But that is a good segue because Aubrey, the acrylic pro advisor, and I, for the Healthy Nails Collaborative, are going to start our regular podcast here on Collaboration Station about acrylic because I don't want to leave those people out who do acrylic. And there's so many things you can do with acrylic that's beautiful, the encapsulation and
Yes.
oh wow, and I can't wait to learn more myself. It'll be a learning process for me that I'll be hosting because I don't work with it much. Okay.
I just
Um,
remember feeling bad in the beginning when all the clients were asking me, do acrylic on me, do acrylic on me, do this, give me these long, and I had to eventually be okay with saying no, I can't because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not good at it yet. And what if I leave it open? Or what if water gets in there? There's so many things that could go wrong that could hurt them. And I'm just not ready for it yet. So
so
I had to learn to say no and be okay with it.
what new nail techs need to be saying is not that I'm not good at it yet, not that I need to learn more, right? I want you to consider you're the professional, you're the licensed professionals. Everybody out there, I'm speaking to everybody, not just Zoe, is that's not what I'm specializing in.
There you go. I like
Okay.
that.
That's not
Okay.
what I'm specializing in. And that makes you sound more confident. It lets your client have more confidence in you. And you're absolutely right that it is okay not to do those things. Just, I don't specialize in that. Not where, my focus.
I like that.
Yeah, and because
Yeah.
everything that Casey offers, that Aaron offers, and that little Zoe offers, nobody else offers. You guys are so unique, and people will come to you for who you are and what you bring to the table. It's just about allowing yourself to bring out the best in yourself and going with that and not feeling like you have to fill the whole gambit, right?
I needed to hear that.
I mean, 'cause look, what would have happened if I would have listened to everybody and gave it to peer pressure? I didn't want to do acrylics. I wanted to treat the natural nail. I wanted to do things that were safe. And if I had listened to everybody just do acrylics, go work in a stinky salon and get this done fast, we wouldn't have the Healthy Nails Collaborative and I would be one unhappy camper, So I followed my bliss as hard as that was. So now that you've been doing your online course and you've been doing nails, what are some maybe misconceptions or stereotypes you had that you have found out that, well, actually, it's different once you're there?
A misconception that I had that was promptly corrected when I started taking clients was My nail clients care just as much about their nail health as I care about their nail health. They don't. um, I part of my job when somebody sits in my chair is to educate that other person on how to take care of this luxury service that they're paying for, and to be able to come back and have me do another service on them and not have to tell them, well, no, you decided to use your nails as a screwdriver. Now they're all wrecked and peeled and broken. I can't do service on these. So I thought, and maybe it was just because I've always taken care of my nails regardless of what position I am in. I just thought everybody did. And I was rudely awakened when people started sitting in my chair or coming back for second appointments and, oh, I booked a fill and they're coming in and they've only got 3 nails left. I'm like, what are you doing? Having to spend extra because now I've got to do way more extra.
So Erin had said something about how her clients don't care about the nails as much as she does. And I feel like that reigns so true because those clients are so used to going to these high street salons. They whip the Dremel out and they're zipping down the natural nail in about 2 seconds. So your clients sitting in your chair don't know that's not necessary. And once you tell your client, like, oh yeah, I don't use sanding bands on the natural nail because your nails aren't going to stick and they're not going to adhere and it's not good for you. And they're like, what do you mean? So like, once you have that initial conversation with them, they're like hooked. Like, I don't know what it is, but that initial conversation is so important to happen for you to have with them. It just changes the relationship that you're always just going to have with that person. Like, it's automatic. Like, wow, I've spent my whole life letting people drill off my natural nail. Why? Just to get rings of
A
fire?
100% of my clients are with me and have been for years because they didn't want their natural nails drilled. They
Mm-hmm.
didn't want sanding bands on their natural nails any longer and was tired of the pain.
Yep. And
100% of my clients.
it's such a common thing for people to have done to them. I mean, I had my nails done for years, and the first thing they did was sand off my nails. And it just became like, until I got to the point where my nails were burning, I would still go. Like, I still went. And like you said, it doesn't matter if I stopped
I
going or not.
remember the burning. I do remember the burning. I
So
don't
it's
feel
really
I don't.
that's kind of a good segue
Sorry.
because
the burn.
it that's a good segue because it reminds us that we need to educate our clients on what we're doing and why we're doing it and how it can be different. And that's going to help you keep those clients and bring other people in because they like to talk, don't they? They get something good like that. They like to tell their friends and it really helps your clientele.
Oh, yeah.
How's your clientele, Erin? Is that growing?
Um, yes, I actually ended up somehow with 2 new clients in a week.
Wonderful. Wonderful. What about you, Zoe?
And it's all
My
been word
clients
of
are
mouth.
elder, so they care, but it's too late because now their nails are too thick or they're damaged. And so, my clients are older, and so they do care, and they're looking for somebody to come in and like this 90-year-old man, I think he had his big toe was like this long and curved, and he was still waiting for a podiatrist, but he had a note on his little stand next to his recliner because I, went to him, and it said, walk 3 times a day. He looks at me, he goes, I can't even get my shoes on. So mine's a little different.
Right. But how do
I'm a
you
little
get your
different.
clients? Do they find you or do you go to them?
Right now, like I said, I'm still really new, and I'm really I'm doing what I can, but I'm really like focusing more still on my education, on the CMP
Okay.
courses, on, things like that. But yes, if I do, I reach out to my community through Facebook community. So I reach out through my,
Great. Great.
and I just let them know, is there anybody in need, regardless of their age, if that anybody wants a different experience or cannot make it to a salon, regardless of if it's anything.
So I
I'm
did
here.
this. I did this a lot when I first began. It was my
Did you?
passion. Yes, I actually worked with a couple of podiatrists as well. So
Oh,
you and I should have some discussion off screen,
I would love
and
that.
I can give you some some wisdom of what I learned, and maybe guide you a little bit if you want that.
I'd love that. Thank you.
I figured you would, my darling. So there's like tons and tons of things that we could talk about, but our time is very limited. And this might be something that we do again really, really shortly because I
Okay.
feel there's so much to talk about as new nail techs and nail tech students. And I might consider Casey, does not know this, but given the discussions we've had here today, Casey, I think you and I need our own new nail tech student podcast going on ourselves as part of Collaboration Station,
I agree.
and kind of do some series and focus on, more than just this high level talk of, ooh, how'd you feel and how was it for you and what'd you learn type of thing,
Yeah.
and get more into some meaty stuff. So for now, I'm going to say thank you, Erin, for joining us, and thank you, little Zoe, for joining us. I love you guys both, and you definitely will be back on Collaboration Station again.
Well, thank you for having me. I was so happy when I got the invite, even though I was the
Even though you're
wrong
the wrong
Erin.
Erin, she's the wrong Erin. I
You're the
can't
best,
wait till the
Erin.
But in all honesty, like how mind blowing
similarities.
the similarities.
Similarities. And I will talk to you off screen, little Zoe. Okay.
Okay. Bye, guys.
What's been your favorite pathway so far? Which one did you learn the most on for the knowledge pathways for the Healthy Nails Collaborative?
The Gel X, that's the recent one that I like enjoyed because I feel like I took the other ones like so long ago, but it wasn't actually that long ago. But I was really like, ooh, I want to learn more about this because I don't really offer Gel X for my customers, but I've done it on myself a few times. And I keep going back to it and I keep being like, I don't like this. But I'm like, what is it that I don't like? And why can't I offer it to my customers? Like,
You don't like Gel-X. You don't like full cover tips.
I guess not. I mean, I love the shape of them because I love the sculpted stiletto medium tips. It's my favorite shape.
Is that
But
because you're an acrylic girl?
a hard gel.
Oh, hard gel. Ah, oh, now that's why you don't like Gel-X.
Right.
We
So,
have our preferences.
yeah. And I don't know if it's because I am doing nails so often. I am touching acetone. And like when I do wear Gel X, these three fingers are always like worn out. I'm like, I can't be bothered with this. So then I switch back to my hard gel. It's a pain in the butt.
Does it bother you that they're so easy to do?
What, the Gel X?
Mm.
No,
Like you don't feel like you're doing a real service?
I don't think so because I still feel like it's still a real service. I can
Okay.
see some people are like, oh, you're cheating. And I did come across somebody's live the other day that was like, oh, Gel X isn't a real service. And I'm like, what? I was like, I wanted to be like,
They're
sit down.
still willing to pay you the same, so I guess it is. See, a full cover tip to your clients um, feels like their natural nail because it's not sitting on the end of the nail.
Right.
So they like the feel. They definitely like the feel. Now, next week, Laura should be back. She had to take care of family stuff today. But now that I've been talking to you, I definitely think we need our new nail tech student podcast that is directly for them. And, they're the most important to me to hit with information,
I agree.
not the veterans, not people who feel they already know it all. It's the people at home who are doing nails. Not that I advocate for it, but that's what's happening in the industry today. And the new nail techs and the nail tech students to give them the best start that they can have. So if you're up for it, Casey, it might not be as regular, but because I know you are very busy with your business and family and your husband's business, but I'm going to get you on here as much as I can.
Yeah. I pretty much told my husband, I'm like, yep, that's happening. I'll see you when
Okay,
I
it's happening.
bye.
All right. Hey, I got 3 clients tomorrow live. I'm sure I'll see you on there, right?
Yes. For a little,
Okay.
what do you start at 8 a.m.?
Yeah, 8 a.m. to 4 tomorrow.
I'll probably
Yeah.
watch like 8 until 9, and then I have clients. And then I think
Well,
after,
that's inconvenient.
I know, every Sunday you have
Oh
to,
my God. When I'm live, you've got to cancel your clients.
I
Who
know,
else is going to answer the questions on my live?
right? Nobody. Nobody. Literally.
All right, girls, go, go, go. We've been in like an hour and 2 minutes. All right. Talk to you later.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
I know, but usually I do
Very
it.
Crystal, love you.
I, I'm never two separate hands. It's so funny.
I'm a strong believer that nail techs should have, cosmetologists should have nice hair and nice nails, but, mine are short and I can't put anything on them. All right, so I feel odd doing this with you guys because I don't know, I've never done it with you before and I'm just used to fucking around with Laura. So I'm going to try not to show my nerves.
Oh, don't be nervous.
Yeah, right. Like you guys aren't.
Like your nerves?
Always.
I've had 3 anxiety attacks alone today waiting for this.
When I'm talking, Erin, everybody can see you fixing your hair.
I, I can't help it.
Everybody done pruning? Everybody all pruned?
Yeah, I'm gonna take my
Okay.
bracelets because they're clinking.
You were. She's gonna make me laugh.
Yeah, no, I was long-winded. My bad.
Don't.
Yeah, you told me not to do
You should have
that.
seen our first podcast. 2.5 hours down to 40 minutes. Zoe, how do you feel school prepared?
Sorry.
Don't. We edited it out. Don't. No
Okay.
apologies.
Nice way to get the wrong Aaron.
Poor, poor Erin. And I love her. She's great.
Yeah.
That is so gonna go in the bloopers.
Yep.
That I got the wrong Erin.